Hi, everyone. If you can all take out your science books to 131. Okay. We're going to read about types of classification on how animals eat and what they're called. So, hopefully, today you'll be able to explain what an herbivore, carnivore, and omnivore is, and be able to sort these organisms into different categories based on if they produce energy or by what they eat. 131. If you follow along, interactions in ecosystems. Ecosystems are made up of living and non living things. The living things in ecosystems interact with each other in a variety of ways. Some organisms help one another meet their needs. Some organisms may eat other organisms and get energy or nutrients from them. Some organisms compete with one another for space or food. In some ecosystems, birds may flock near larger animals. The animals may disturb insects and high grasses. As the insects fly or jump away, the birds are able to catch them for food. The birds are helped by this relationship, but the larger animal is not affected. Some animals in an ecosystem must hunt other organisms to fill their energy needs. In this type of interaction, only one organism is helped. An animal that hunts and eats another animal is called a predator. Any animal that's hunted by others for food is called prey. The predator gets energy from the prey when the predator eats the prey. Okay, 132. 132. Energy roles in ecosystems. Perhaps the most common interaction in an ecosystem occurs when organisms get energy. All organisms need energy to live. How an organism gets its energy determines its energy role. An organism's energy role makes up part of its niche in an ecosystem. Each organism in an ecosystem fills the energy role of being called a producer, consumer, or decomposer. Producers. Plants and some organisms are producers. Producers make their own food for energy. Most producers use energy from the sun to make food. Some producers use chemicals from their environment for energy. Producers either use the energy to grow or store it for later. The food they make is often a source of energy for other organisms. Consumers. Many organisms depend on producers to get energy. Consumers are organisms that cannot make their own food. They get energy from producers or other consumers. All animals and some microorganisms are consumers. There are several kinds of consumers. They are classified by what they eat. Herbivores, such as moose, eat only plants. Carnivores eat only other animals. One example of a carnivore is a lion. Omnivores eat both plants and animals. Black bears are omnivores. Some carnivores feed on dead animals. These consumers are called scavengers. Vultures and hyenas are two examples of scavengers. So, in those diagrams on 132, the plants make their own food, and that's what makes them a producer. And they do this by photosynthesis. So the other day you learned a little bit about photosynthesis. The moose eats only plants, therefore it's an herbivore. And the bears are omnivores because they eat plants and animals. 133, decomposers. Producers and consumers take in nutrients from the environment as they use energy and grow. Decomposers are organisms that get their energy by breaking down waste and dead organisms. During this process, decomposers return materials to an ecosystem. In turn, other organisms reuse these materials for their own needs. Most decomposers are too small to see without a microscope. So it says number 3 in your book, classify. Read that caption to the right about the organisms shown. And if you could label in your book a C for consumer, P for producer, and a D for decomposer, then we'll go over them.